Good morning, gang. Happy Thursday morning. So, we got a good prepper topic today for y'all to pay attention to and just kind of what's going on. Avoiding being scammed. Now, y'all know as well as I do that when I do a contest, or basically when any YouTuber does a contest, there's scammers out there. And they put up, fake my name or Rudy's name or Patera's name or Travis's name or something. Some of us, they'll use our icon and, it's in different font, or they'll slightly change our names or something and pretend it's us and say, Instagram me now. Or WhatsApp me now. I've got a piece of information to share just with you. Really? Okay. 99.9% of you have never fallen for that. The problem is, it's the 0.1 that have, and that's why they keep doing it. Okay. So I will remind everybody, just like everybody else has, I will never give you my phone number. Okay. And I'm not on WhatsApp. I'm not on Instagram. There are no short lists, anything like that. Just like every other channel. These are scammers, okay? They're going to try to get money from you. They're going to try to get your phone number from you. I mean, if they get your phone number, they can sell your phone number on the black market, and now you're getting spam texts left and right, or spam phone calls, okay? At a minimum, that's what they're trying to do. But those aren't the only scams that we need to pay attention to. There's plenty out there that try to get you, okay? And I'll go through a few of them here just so you're aware. I mean, y'all know the, hi, this is Microsoft support, or hi, this is Amazon. We've got an order from you and we found it's wrong and we need to refund you. You know those are scams, okay? Pretty much I'll tell you this. Anytime you get somebody on the phone and they've got an Indian accent, they're a scammer. Sorry. Police your own if you don't like that comment, all right? But, the biggest industry in India, scammers. Trust me, even in my career as a recruiter, the biggest industry wasn't IT, it was scammers in the IT industry. And there's great stories of that where, I'll give you one real quick, where I called up a guy, and it turns out, we found out later, this guy would kind of train a bunch of people to do stuff and then put up their resumes with all their trainers. And he had a table full of cell phones, the teacher, with all of his students' names on it. And if one of those phones rang with the student's name on it, he'd pick it up and pretend to be the student. He'd do the interview. Obviously, he'd do very well in the interview. The company would hire the person, and then the person sucked at doing the job. That happened to me once. Okay. Granted, it was 12 years ago, but that happens too. Okay. But here's what's to pay attention to. First off, when they're selling a product that doesn't quite make sense, okay? Again, we use logic and reasoning, not emotion, or we should at least, to buy things, okay? So just because somebody shows a commercial that says it can do it or whatever, mind you this, remember the old saying 2 out of 3 dentists surveyed, that commercial from 30 years ago? Just to give you this, they could have surveyed 100 dentists, and the first 96 said no, but 97 and 98 said yes. 98, 99, and 100 said no again. And they can go, well, between 96 and 98, 2 out of 3 dentists surveyed. They don't tell you that it was also 2 out of 100. Okay. But just because somebody shows something that works doesn't necessarily mean it does. How about this one? When you go online and you see a product that the picture kind of looks a little fuzzy, a little crappy, Okay, and I'm not talking about YouTube videos and stuff. We're not professional advertising, marketing execs or anything like that. I'm talking about some website. The picture doesn't look quite right. Scam. Okay. Books. Prepping books are the biggest one out there. Anybody and everybody can write an ebook. Okay. There's nothing to it. And to get it up on Amazon, nothing to it. And hey, for only $4.95, you can buy my ebook. And like a Joe Biden speech, it's probably plagiarized, or there's no useful information in it. I've bought books that were absolute garbage. I mean, gardening books and things like that I've looked at. How to plant a tomato. Dig a hole, put the plant in, cover it with dirt, and put water over it. Oh, thanks. That was worthwhile. I mean, maybe you might find some sort of snippet of information in there that something you've never heard of, but chances are no. When you're looking for books, look for reliable authors, okay? People that write fact. Not, Stephen King, all right? If he all of a sudden wrote a book on gardening, yeah, not thinking that he's going to be the authority on gardening any more than he's the authority on politics. I mean, the guy lives in a fantasy world. He's great writing there, but as for writing anything about reality, he has no freaking clue. Okay? Clearance sales, online clearance sales. This is a big no-no, okay? Unless, of course, it is from a reputable source. If Macy's is having a clearance sale, you might be okay. If some guy selling his stuff on Amazon is having a clearance sale, it's telling me one of two things. Either it's junk or nobody likes it anyway. So something to pay attention there. Like when you're shopping at Amazon, make sure it comes from Amazon for the most part. I mean, a lot of times the stuff that is a secondary seller on Amazon, a lot of those are scams, guys. Okay? Not all of them, but a lot of them. This is the one that they get you all the time. Offers for items that are hard to find but will not be shipped. This one comes up especially in the, how do you want to put it, gun community, I guess, if you will. I had one, remember when I was buying my Scorpion, I was looking around. It was hard to find that weapon. And I found one place that was selling it. It was $200 cheaper than all the other places that were saying they were out of stock. And so I started doing a little digging on this website. And this is something I will always advise, is go look at other websites and look at reviews. And I found this guy had a big time history of never sending the product. Obviously, that's not where I bought it. Friend of mine, just recently, was trying to buy some snake shot. Okay, little 22 pistol snake shot. Okay, it's like buckshot or whatever, just tinier pellets put in a little pistol, and you can kill a snake if it's at your feet or something like that. You're not going to turn around a big old shotgun, buckshot, and try to do it. That'd be dangerous. Went to gun stores, went to Sportsman's Warehouse, anything like this, Cabela's. Nobody had any. He got online and found this one store that said they had snake shot. Okay, first, very hard to find item, but they had some. So he tried to put an order in, and the order came back, or as he was putting it in, they didn't accept a credit card payment. They only accepted PayPal or Venmo or something like that. That was it. Now, why would they do something like that? Well, you can stop a credit card payment. It's very difficult to stop a PayPal payment. Well, it can be done, and PayPal does have a guarantee on there or something, or any of these other ones, Venmo or Cash App or whatever it is. That guy's long gone with the money, and you're the one that's going to be spent doing hours worth of work to prove that you want your $100 back or whatever. Always check around. Call the company. See if you can place that order. See if you can get somebody to answer the phone, because if they don't have a contact email, send an email to them, just as a test. If the email bounces back as undeliverable, you're out of there. If the phone number doesn't go through, you're out of there. That's what a lot of these places will do. They set up a website, which isn't difficult, guys. You can go get a GoDaddy website for $20 a month, okay? Not a big deal. You put in a PayPal account. You know how easy that is. You can set that up for free. You've just set up an online store for $20 that you can take pictures off of other websites and start scamming people out of. There are a boatload of preppers who have got stuck with stuff like this. It's something that you need to pay attention to, okay? You know, you get a company, unless it's a Walmart or something, you know, it says Joe's Survival Food. Just, I'm using this as an example, okay? And all of a sudden, they also sell things like knives. Why would Joe's Survival Food sell knives? It'd be a scam, okay? Look to see how long the website's been around. You can figure that one out, okay? If the website's pretty new, it's probably a scam, okay? Like I said about contact information, something to look at. How about a website without an About Us page? Any legitimate business is going to tell you something about them, like when they were founded, where they're located, could potentially be who the principals of the company are if it's a small business. You know, Joe Smith may be a gun store and saying, you know, I was a law enforcement officer for 30 years. That might be an idea. Okay. Those are things to look out for. But in this economy, as the economy gets worse and worse and worse and worse, the scammers are going to be out there. The student loan payments that are coming up here that get restarted, in September, I think it is, where I guarantee you, your kids, the younger people are going to hear this. Oh, contact us. We have a way to get you a further deferment, a further delay. You just need to pay. Okay? Things like this. Be very, very careful. The online scammers are getting a lot better at this, a lot more convincing at this. And as money's getting harder and harder and harder to stretch, the last thing we can afford to do is lose even a penny.